Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Demansing. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held today at the Coast Guard Resident Inspection Office on St. Croix, which has been moved to another location in Christiansted. This new location was imperative to the unit because it will assure that their safety functions be carried out in a timely manner and improve their response time as well. News 2's Shanika Robinson has that story.
An open house and ribbon-cutting ceremony was held at the Coast Guard's newly leased facility from where the units will be conducting and supporting Coast Guard operations on the island.
Well, first we needed to get to a better facility to allow our people to have a better place to work from. But getting to this facility has allowed us to get out around St. Croix and carry out all of the Coast Guard missions to protect those that we serve here in the Virgin Islands.
On behalf of the people of St. Croix, Delegate to Congress Donna Christensen welcomed the new facility.
This is all about making sure that people are safe on our waters, that we have an enhanced search and rescue capability, and that all of the things that the Coast Guard do, especially in interdicting the things that we don't want to come into our territory, that they're in a great facility and have more of an opportunity to do that work for us.
This new facility will enable the officers to be more accessible in case of emergencies.
Before we had an office in one area, boats in another area, our armory was in another area, so now we've been able to combine everything and we just can respond a lot quicker.
The Coast Guard resident office personnel routinely performs all Coast Guard marine safety operational functions in the island, ranging from but not limited to small passenger vessel inspections, port state control boardings on foreign vessels, tankers, and cargo ships.
Our job on St. Croix is to protect the citizens that we serve. We have different things that we do to do that. If it's a cruise ship coming into Frederickstead, we may inspect that vessel. If it's a tanker ship coming into Hovenza, we inspect them to ensure safety of life at sea.
The Coast Guard's new facility will continue to ensure the safety of the Virgin Islands waters, and their presence has already begun to pay off.
The Coast Guard is responding to our urging for more assistance, more visibility in the Virgin Islands, and particularly in St. Croix.
Shaniqua Robinson reporting for News 2.
Now, the boat forces on St. Croix personnel is serving as a detachment of the Coast Guard boat station in San Juan. Well, traffic was at a standstill on St. Thomas, and police cordoned off some segments of the main road near Wheatley Shopping Center and Lockhart Shopping Center. Unconfirmed reports indicate a robbery. Late afternoon on Friday, officers surrounded an area in Oswald Harris Court while many curious onlookers stood watching. There was some indication that police may have a suspect in custody. No more information was available by news time. Be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated. Meanwhile, police on St. Croix are investigating a reckless endangerment in which residents reported a male individual standing in the back of a vehicle discharging shots. No one was injured, according to police. That incident occurred on Thursday, January 23rd, about 9:15 p.m. on Queen Street in Frederickstead. Residents called 911 dispatch and reported that a male individual was standing in the rear of a small black pickup truck discharging shots. And the very next morning, a female resident of the area reported to police that a projectile entered into her apartment and damaged her refrigerator. Several buildings in the area were also struck by gunfire. Please help police. Call detectives if you have any information that can assist at 712-6030, 712-6077, 911, or you can call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Raheem Croix, also known as Shano, 36 years of age, on St. Thomas, as News 2 reported, was arrested on Tuesday and charged with enticing and coercing a minor to engage in sexual activity through the use of a facility of interstate commerce. St. Thomas Warden Gilbert David Thursday evening announced his escape from the VA Bureau of Corrections Criminal Justice Complex. Croix was found to be missing following a shift change and count at approximately 4 p.m. The Bureau of Corrections, VI Police Department, and other law enforcement entities are actively seeking to apprehend Mr. Croix. He's about 6'1" and weighs 220 pounds. He has a dark complexion, black hair, worn cropped, and brown eyes. He is a resident of Hospital Ground. Croix appeared in district court before a U.S. Magistrate Judge Ruth Miller Wednesday and was ordered held without bail pending trial. According to the criminal complaint filed at district court, Croix first contacted the minor when she was 15 years old and told her that he had a sexually explicit video of her and that he would post it on Facebook unless the minor had sex with him. The criminal complaint further states that in December 2013, the minor began receiving text messages from Croix in which he reiterated the threat to release the video if the minor did not have sex with him. The criminal complaint also alleges that the minor begged Croix not to release the video, but later complied with Croix's demands and was then sexually assaulted by Croix. A jury has finally been selected in the high-profile case against 5 people who are accused of torturing and killing VI Police Corporal Wendell Williams more than 12 years ago. This jury selection began on Tuesday morning with more than 150 potential jurors. And 2.5 days later, the process has been finalized. The trial is scheduled to begin on Monday before VI Superior Court Senior Sitting Judge Darrell Donahue Sr. We will be sure to keep you updated. The Committee on Homeland Security, Justice and Public Safety, chaired by Senator Kenneth Gittens, approved Bill number 30-0163, an act initiating the installation of an emergency callbox system around the territory. Thomas Hanna, Assistant Police Commissioner for the Virgin Islands Police Department, spoke in support of the measure, and Police Commissioner Rodney Carrad clarified that the police department would submit a startup fund of $50,000. The measure was passed with a vote of 5 yea, 2 no. Senators Hansen and Roach voted against the bill. It will be moved to the Committee on Rules and Judiciary for further consideration.
Having call boxes in certain areas, including dead spots where there are no cell phone signals, could save someone's life and assist our residents and visitors in times of need and emergency. The question that was asked during the last hearing reference to call boxes was what funding source would be used to purchase them and what monies could be identified to sustain the maintenance of the system. This is still a concern we have. The call boxes are somewhat costly, and the installation and making them compatible to work in tandem with Vitima's current system would come with a cost. Maintenance of the system would also be paramount to its success.
We seriously considered the benefit of being involved, financially, even though all departments right now are, more or less, our hands are tied based on the budgets, and we're trying to work with what we have. But we see the importance, and that's why we agreed to go ahead and one-time submittal, and I want to make sure that we get that clear, one-time submittal of the $50,000 to get it ball rolling. And, we can go from there because everybody's going to benefit.
Governor John DeYoung will be delivering his annual State of the Territory address before a formal session of the 30th Legislature on Monday, January 27th. Now, during the speech, he is expected to review the accomplishments of the past year and speak to the challenges the territory still faces. Be sure to tune in to CBS TV2 at 7 p.m. We will air the address live at the Legislature. Then at 12 a.m., tune in for our regular News2 Newscast. And then on Tuesday, we'll have team coverage. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Turn our attention overseas. The Pentagon announced plans to test a missile defense system on the eastern seaboard. It's aimed at protecting the nation's capital, which officials say is vulnerable to some forms of attack. But as Susan McGinnis reports, there are some privacy concerns with the military's solution.
The military plans to deploy blimp-like aircraft called aerostats over the skies of Maryland this fall. The Army says they're needed to protect the nation's capital.
There's a real concern that cruise missiles, which fly at a low level and fly very rapidly, launched by a ship, could actually threaten the capital.
One military officer tells CBS News the prospect of a cruise missile launched at the nation's capital is one of the country's biggest threats. He says, as it stands today, we have practically zero capability to detect it, much less defend against it. From 10,000 feet in the air, the aerostats will have radar that reaches from Boston to North Carolina. The technology is already in use overseas. Aerostats in Afghanistan include radar and cameras which monitor vehicles and people on the ground.
That kind of tracking technology raises privacy concerns. And if the military wants to test hardware They should not be testing it on the American public.
But the Pentagon insists the U.S. blimps won't include cameras. Vernon Herron, a Homeland Security analyst at the University of Maryland, says people shouldn't worry.
Technology is not designed to collect data. It's just surveillance.
The military will begin testing the aerostats in October. Susan McGinnis, CBS News, Washington.
And keeping our eye on the economy, it will cost you more to mail a letter this weekend. The price of a first-class stamp is going up 3 cents Sunday to 49 cents. Officials say the price hike will help the U.S. Postal Service recover from a severe decrease in mail as more people use email and social media. This is the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all down. The Dow 318, Nasdaq 90, S&P 38. Coming up on News 2, a lot of love being displayed on Love City this weekend as Love City live events continue. Many are gearing up for the big concert with Beres Hammond. We have more coming up. The University of the Virgin Islands might soon be supporting another lucky scholar through college. This after the Magens Bay Authority decided to donate $33,000 to the university, spread out over a period of 5 years, to go toward the tuition expenses of a student interested in biology, marine biology, environmental sciences, and other related fields.
Authority wanted to make sure was that an incoming freshman would be given the opportunity to apply for this. So students that are interested in pursuing marine biology, those disciplines, which kind of line up well with the Magens Bay Authority and what they're doing out here.
With this particular scholarship, there is an essay component, and by the time the students apply, we make sure that there's a good match. We award the scholarship.
We're very happy with where we're going with it, and I think the Magens Bay Authority is very pleased to award this scholarship.
And congratulations. The Coral Bay Community Council is holding the second forum of the new year as part of the Coral Bay Watershed Management Project. Everyone in Coral Bay is invited. It will be held on Wednesday, January 29th, 6:30 p.m. at the Guy Benjamin School, Room 6. The meeting will include some general discussion time for ideas on projects to improve the community. The meeting introduces new planning activities being undertaken by CBCC, utilizing a U.S. Department of Agriculture grant to rural areas to plan for appropriate future solid waste management, drinking water resources, and wastewater treatment in the Coral Bay watershed. Of these activities, they're intended to lead to reductions in pollution and improvements in the infrastructure in Coral Bay. Internationally renowned author, educator, and motivational speaker Baruti Kafili will be the featured speaker at the University of the Virgin Islands' 4th annual Man Up Male Empowerment Conference. The conference is scheduled for Monday, February 3rd on the Albert A. Sheen campus on St. Croix and on Tuesday, February 4th on the St. Thomas campus. The theme of the conference is Man Up, Creating a Positive Future. The Male Empowerment Conference, an initiative of UVI's Brothers with a Cause student organization, is aimed at motivating young male students to pursue a college education. Principal Kafili is one of the leading authorities on professional development strategies. St. John's Love City Live is in full swing with a whole weekend of beach, music, boating, and more, tropical rhythms, and the soothing sounds of international reggae legend Grammy nominee Beres Hammond. Now, Beres Hammond is a reggae singer from Jamaica who is known in particular for his romantic lovers rock. While his career began in the 1970s, he reached his greatest success in the 1990s. Now, in 1990, his album, A Love Affair for Donovan Germain's Penthouse label, raised his popularity with hits like Tempted to Touch, other popular hits like No Disturbed Sign, Putting Up a Resistance. Events kicked off from January 22nd and continues to the 26th. Tonight, it's the Rockers All-White Beach Party at Croix Bay St. John Beachfront. And then on Saturday, of course, again, it's the Beres Hammond live in concert at Winston Wells Ballpark in Croix Bay as well. Also performing will be the Harmony Unity Band, Fire Train Band, Final Phase, and the Echo People. Gates open at 4:30 p.m. Live performances begin at 5:30 p.m. And then on Sunday, January 26th, the ultimate powerboat party. All boats sail to Sandy Spit, then White Bay, Jos Van Dyke, BVI, and we are proud to be a sponsor this year again. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.